in terms of parenthood, I've enjoyed the most of the times when I have been learning from our kids. And that's why I write about them all the time. I mean, really, if I think about the times that I taught them something versus the time I looked, I'm like, wow, this is what they taught me, completely life-changing. And if I have to think back to the time where I first learned from one of our kids, it's still like a little painful for me because it was with David. I don't even think I've told him this, our firstborn. And he's very much, and it's interesting too, because when you look back, once your kids are a little older, you look back at them at age 2 or 3, you could see like their personality peeking out through that little body, right? So he was very curious and he was always moving around and he liked to build things and break them down and build them again. He could spend hours, building cars and blocks. And there's this one cupboard in our apartment that I had water bottles, 1.5 liters. And he used to like to throw them all out and then crawl in the cupboard and then close the door because he could fit in it. And I would let him do this, but it was like an hour of it. And I'm like, okay, David, this is the last time. It was probably 3, maybe 2.5, because he was crawling and he kept doing it and he was laughing. And I remember I got and I was like 24, right? I got I'm like, David, and I kind of raised my voice a little bit and he got this lump of lip with tears in his eyes. And he looked at me and then he looked down and he looked at me and then he crawled away like defeated. And it broke my heart. I was like, why would you break his spirit like that? Why did you do that? So what, you had to clean up. So who cares, right? So it was the first chipping away of letting go of my controlling nature and perfectionism, but like, and he just taught me that with what? A look, right? And with the truest, purest look of like, Mom, I'm just playing with the water, And then if I look back and I had to define what each of our kids has taught us, it would be this. So David, with his eagerness to change, not just his ability, but eagerness, like the story I've told before, where he sits around at dinner tables asking everybody, what do you think my worst character trait is? Or what do you think I need to change? Like complete ego annihilation. If I look at Josh, kindness for sure, kindness that is not available to the most of us to even behave in that way, which comes naturally to him. I have a ton of examples of how he does that each and every day. Miriam, her independence, but also her self-assuredness. I've shared that story too on prom, right? Prom night. There was a party. She was uncomfortable. She wasn't having fun. She had a headache. And she decided to remove herself and leave whenever she wanted. And I could not have done that at 18. And Abigail with her empathy and her problem-solving ability and her creativity and her love. So, and when all of those qualities, right, I look at all of them, I'm like, wow, I want to be more like that. And how can I be more like that? And if you can imagine, if I just led the role as a parent only and never took the role as a student with my children, how much would I have missed out on?